Hey, I'm here. We've made it to the live stream. I was not going to do a live today at all. Obviously I had scheduled to do one, but I was like, I don't have time to do this today. I have other stuff I need to do. But I'm determined to be committed to when I plan to do something. If I'm going to do it, I do it. So today, I don't know how long this is going to be. Probably not that long, to be honest. I'm thinking of just doing like a layout for, first of all, hello, hi, yo. It is the lore master, manga chef, uh, all around neighborhood Spider-Man, Marquez Drummond. Uh, I finished coloring the art that we did on the last stream. Um, I kind of want to use it for a thumbnail, so I just went ahead and finished coloring it. So today we can plan out the inside, the layout, the basic layout. Not going to be getting too detailed. And then we might do a couple character concepts for like members of the guild. And I think I'll do like a full in detail drawing of the guild master. And then I think that's all we're going to do today because I do have other things I need to finish, but I did want to hop on here and get some work done. I think I'm going to do a full video on the Never Broken Keep, and like the inside, the lore of the guild and all that stuff. And then maybe I'll do a like dungeon, um, release like a dungeon tutorial thing on the other channel because that's supposed to be about the game that I made primarily. So I'll put all the game content on there and all the lore content on here. That's the plan anyway. But yeah, enough yapping, I guess. Let me get into the design for the inside or the planning out for the inside. Um, let's see here. So gonna have to switch back and forth probably a little bit. I think I'm gonna start with this keep right here. Let me make sure I'm on the right kind of pencil. Let me make sure I'm on a layer, flat layer. Okay, we're just gonna delete that layer and make a new layer because there's some shit on there and I didn't know what was on there. I think we're gonna do the keep though first. Let's see. So I'm thinking like maybe so this is probably one floor, another floor, another floor. Definitely this is a floor for sure. This is a floor. This is also most definitely another floor. There could probably be two floors in between that and then the rooftop floor here. Going down, if this is split up here, we say this is about a floor. So two floors, right? Two small floors, maybe a bigger floor, and then God knows what's all down here. But let's start with this plan right here. So that's the top, and then one, two, three, four, five, six. Six floors isn't bad. Let's say there's a. Let's just put eight though. Let's say there's a seven and an eight in the basement, kind of thing. So if we're going off of that in our head, look, Tower of Descent. I thought I said Tower of Dessert for a second. I was like, what the fuck is Tower of Dessert? What? Okay, Tower of Descent. That's what we named it last time. We got eight floors. Let's see what we can plan out here. We're gonna. I don't know. Maybe we won't switch it. Yeah, we won't switch it for right now. But let's just say this is the underground section. Underground. Everything else is above ground. Ah, tamale. So I'm thinking maybe the eighth floor is a really, really big floor, right? This is a little cut off, but that's fine for right now because I'm just planning this out. This isn't like a final thing or anything. Well, I don't know. I'm used to drawing on paper, so I like to always try to squeeze everything on one sheet, but I don't really have to do that, so I'm not going to. Number 8, 7, 6, 5. We'll work our way backwards. So this is our 4 number 8 kind of situation. I'm thinking it's just like a very simple like dungeon thing situation going on. Maybe like a little spiral staircase in the background, in the back of this thing, something like that. And it kind of like curves, like the roof would curve and kind of do something like this. Then we got just like a pillar going up, and then you can climb up the steps and whatnot. Keep going, kind of situation. There's something easy and basic. Now the idea we had yesterday for um the Tower of Descent is that the lower you go in the tower, the stronger you are. Because usually, when you think of a tower, it's you start from the bottom and work your way up, and as you go up the tower, you get more powerful. But in this situation, the idea would be you start at the top, and your way of being able to escape and get to the bottom and make your way through means you're getting stronger and stronger. So this is room number 8. This should be the pinnacle. This should be whoever's training in here, this should be the most difficult thing they can do as a striker, as a ranged combat specialist. Should be the most challenging situation for you possible. And I feel like usually in the game you would see the challenge for a ranged um, combatant is like, oh, this person is like super up close and personal, and they get in your personal space, and you can't do range combat anymore. I don't feel like that is the most challenging thing for range combatant. I think other ranged combatants are the most challenging thing for them. Having to fight someone else who is just as good as you at range and being able to attack without you knowing where they are and having to figure out their strategy and where they are is a huge challenge. Like sniper battles in war are extremely dangerous because it's really just who's the better shot, who's more tactical, who knows how to figure out the other person, who knows how to wait the longest. So I kind of want to have an environment where it's like once you get down the steps, like I almost want the steps to end on this side instead, and like kind of like when you come out of the steps, you're like behind a pillar, so like that's your one advantage is you're not completely out in the open, but I also like you being completely in the open. We're gonna say our path continues this way, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, so like thinking a lot of pillars in the middle of this room as well. Maybe like a lot of like honestly, it'd be kind of cool if this was like also a trophy hall for the guild where like they put up all the like carcasses of monsters, like fuck, I can't remember the name of it, but like when you stuff up a dead animal and stuff like that, like full of like dead monsters and trophies and like all these pictures and hanging like ornaments and stuff from the roof and ceiling, and it's a super clustered room because whoever you're trying to whoever is running your test is trying to hide from you. They have all the places to hide. They've had the time to prep, all this kind of stuff. So like they're just completely and utterly at advantage, and your test to have to think like other snipers, outthink them, outwit them, and figure out where they're located, and then take them down, kind of situation. I don't want to put too much detail in here because it is just a concept, but that's the basic idea I have in my head. I'm not writing any of this down. Usually I would write all this down, but since I'm doing the live stream, I can just go back and watch it when I actually want to like go in detail and like do each room. which we will do at some point. I don't know if we're gonna do that before we get to like the actual town and like working on the town, or if we're gonna like finish this thing out all the way through. Um, Honestly, I have no idea. But I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll figure that out when we get there. But yeah, so like lots of pictures on the wall, lots of like trophy cases and like shelves and things in the background. I don't know, maybe not shelves because I feel like there's no room for shelves with these like. Well, I guess maybe these can be like bookshelves in a way, kind of thing. But they're if you ever been to a big library, sometimes they have like personal spaces for you to go study. Maybe that's what these look like, but they also double as like sniper pits and stuff. Maybe that could be something pretty cool. But yeah, I think I like that. I don't know what this would be other than like the lion's den is what they would call it probably, or maybe just the pit. Honestly, the pit of forgotten memories. Okay, that's good enough. Pit of forgotten memories. So like the fame is like if you go down there and you fail, you're forgotten. If you go down there and you make it, all your troubles are forgotten because you were tough enough to make it. That's where they put all their like trophies and memorabilia and like the history. So, like all of their legacy is down there, but like the Emerald Daemon probably doesn't give too much fucks about their past and like what who's got him there and like the legacy and all that. They're probably more focused on the right now and what they're doing right now and what they can achieve right now kind of thing. Floor number 7. I just realized that this is one this is one tower. and it's only half of the tower on this sheet. This is gonna to do this entire place is gonna take God knows how long. It's fine though. It's fine. We probably won't do this for the other guilds. We'll probably just do this for the Emerald Daemon, at least on stream. I might do a video later on the other guilds, but I'd probably do that in my spare time when I have more time and not be on like the stream and I can just really sit down and just do it. Because I'm also a lot slower because I'm talking and all that stuff. I would just shut up and draw if I was just doing it by myself. So I'll probably do the other guilds behind the scenes, and I probably won't go into detail on each building when we do the city. Probably just the towers. I'll probably talk about the different locations that I want to have in the city, and then everything else is just kind of not necessary, I guess. So, okay. So for number 7, I'm thinking because the striker isn't just a ranged combatant; they're also stealth based. So I'm thinking of, in a weird way, in my head, I'm thinking of like almost this like lock door mechanism where like they kind of have to like spin the door kind of situation into like a chamber that goes into the next room kind of situation because this room is like fully submerged, like an underwater location kind of situation. And like the objective here isn't to kill anyone, but it is to hide. I think like almost like a, if you remember like the tournament in Harry Potter's where they had to like go in the water and find people kind of thing. Where like there's a secret item located somewhere, like maybe there's a buried chest or something, and like you have to find the chest, which maybe has like a key for you to get out of the room, and like you have to find it in this room. It's probably like way bigger than what I'm making it seem right now. Like, well, not way bigger, but like it's probably not like super tiny or anything. But you have to like try to hide, find your way out of the room. I'm thinking they should have a giant skull in here, like a skull of a giant, like a Nephilim in the water. Or maybe like some kind of like sea person, or like maybe like a kraken or something. I don't know. Krakens are pretty crazy in my, but it maybe honestly I don't. I think a kraken inside the skull would be kind of dope. Not gonna lie. So maybe we could go with that. Although I don't. I think they might be too big to fit inside of a giant skull. But I could do a colossus. Okay, yeah. So just do a colossus. Probably. No, I don't know. They'd probably be just small enough to fit inside of a head of a colossus, a skull of a colossus. Yeah. So they have like a giant skull down there that a kraken lives inside of. Let's write that down so I don't forget, because I will absolutely forget that detail. Kraken lives. There we go. So, giant skull with kraken, and like you have to like come down probably from another like maybe like there's a pipe, just a straight up pipe that you have to swim through into the room. And then you have to find the the key without getting caught. So like test your stealth, test your endurance, because you're underwater still, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So we'll just call that room Kraken Lives. Why not? Fuck it. So for number 6 and 5, these ones are above ground, so they need to, like at maximum, they're square. These are the only rooms that are going to kind of be out of that square shape for the most part. The rest of them are going to be simple squares, which should make this part a little bit easier. Maybe we go ahead and plan this room out. And I think what I might do, guys, is I might plan this out with you. And then I might go back on actual paper and draw it because it'll be quicker and more efficient and it'll look better. And then I will just do the full inked art on the video. But I think that'll just be the easiest way for me to do it. And then I think what we'll do is we will work on a little bit of the guild every time we do the stream, and then we'll go into like doing city stuff and stuff like that. Today we're probably just going to plan out this tower and then do that. We're probably just going to do the guildmaster design today. I don't really think I'm going to be doing the entire like 50 people I wanted to draw for the guild today. Maybe tomorrow. I might stream early tomorrow and just do those 50 and then stream again later in the day and work on like the building again. But I think we're going to do one building in the guild at the start of every stream, and then we will just work on other stuff in the background. Not in the background, but as the main thing for the streams, and then just over time we'll start to like finish out the entire. I don't know. Maybe I'll just literally. I don't know. That's the plan right now. We're gonna stick with that as the plan. Do a little bit of the guild every single stream, but I may do a lot of stuff behind the scenes because I do want to make a video for this. And I do want to finish the guild house, because I am pretty excited for this thing. Kinda not actually pretty excited for it. I think this is a. So we're gonna have. This is a pretty crazy idea, but just hang with me for a second while I explain it. We're gonna put a lava pit here, and we're gonna put a lava pit here. Right? Lava. So 2 lava pits on the side in the corners, right? And we're gonna put a steel cage here, like not like a not like a barbed steel cage, but like a full-on steel cage, like steel walls. And in that steel cage, there are going to be two tiny holes. Two tiny holes. We're actually probably going to make this more of like, instead of in the corners, we're probably going to bring it all the way up to here. And the lava is going to flow all in this corner. Then we'll have a pit in the middle with a stream going between the two of them. And then the staircase. Actually, I think this might just have a ladder, like just a straight up ladder that you can climb down. With like a trap, because where did we come in? Yeah, so it came in through a pipe. So there's probably gonna be like a trap, like a one of those little trap fireplaces that can kind of turn and pivot. Kind of one of those things that leads into that pipe that goes to the next floor down. Right. So the lava will flow all the way down to here. The objective here, there's going to be a mirror and a mirror. The objective in this room is very simple. Shoot both mirrors. And then there's going to be a little target in here. And hit the target twice at the same time. Just a little test of dexterity, which in all honesty probably might, like in the real world, might be the most difficult challenge here that we have so far. But like in a fantasy world with a bunch of heroes, this is probably pretty easy to do compared to the other two, at least. Floor number 5. I almost think like a infinite, like kind of like a treadmill situation where, like, let's say this is a movable floor. We need our ladder. We need our ladder right here. We need a hole right here in the floor. So maybe we do it in the opposite direction than I was having planned on doing it. Got a hole in the floor right here for the ladder. Very simple. When you fall into this floor, you land right here, and it's a simple, high moving treadmill. And whoever lands in here just needs to run extremely fast. I'm thinking the treadmill is moving about 80 miles an hour, which is way beyond any actual regular normal human. Once again, in a magical world where people are super incredible, your entire thing is based on speed. It could be something that a few people could do. So that's the test of speed and endurance and kind of just being able to keep going, because it might take you a minute or two to actually get over here once you get dropped in, and you kind of have to be already on the move as soon as you fall on it. It's really dangerous, but I mean, the Emerald Daemon doesn't really care about safety, right? So, what do we got? We got 4 more floors, and then the rooftop situation. I'm almost thinking that room. This is 4, 3, 2, 1. We know that floor number 4 is going to have a drop down somewhere in this area. Right, so let's just plan out these staircases and stuff. before we start doing the whole rooms. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Yeah, this is such a long process. I may, um, I kind of want there to just be like a straight up staircase in the corner for the next couple floors. I think that would just make it easier, right? Because they kind of, once they come in from, hold on, let's look at this again. When they come in, they're coming in on floor 3, right? So this is 4. Okay, so 3, 3, 2, and 1, and 4 can have staircases. Yeah, like staircase going down. Because technically, when you get to floor 3, you're supposed to take like a day or two to recuperate, go back to like um, the regular go recuperate. Then you can go back and finish 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So like after you finish 3, it's kind of like a testing ground. Like, okay, you're a good striker. You can like we want you in the guild. 4 is usually where most people come in after they finish 3. They go to 4, they realize they're not ready, and they go back. That's why there's a staircase kind of thing. My thought process right now. So 5 is kind of like the no return. You need to do it kind of thing. Because that's like a straight up drop down, right? When we get to 5. Yeah, we just drop into hell. So like once you get to 5, you're in it to win it kind of thing. Like you don't get to turn around. So 4 is like their last bastion. I'm low key thinking 3 is almost like a pitch black room though. I know we skipped 4, but I just because I'm not exactly 100% sure on what level I want 4 to be, like what difficulty level. But I'm almost thinking like 3 should be like some kind of like pitch black location or like it's almost like a maze, like find your way in a maze of darkness. Maze of darkness, because that sounds fun. But not like in a I'm almost thinking not like a normal maze where like everything's already set in like predestined. I'm thinking of like a maze that shifts on you. I don't know how you would like do this at a table if you were like actually like if you had like a setup. I don't know how you would make the maze actually shift. I guess you would probably just like not glue it down and like just move the walls and stuff. But I think if you're in a dark room with a maze that's shifting, you kind of have to have like a good sense of direction and like really know how to like find your way out of a tricky spot kind of thing. So I think that'd be a decent test. Really difficult, in all honesty, really difficult. But I think it could be something cool. So like the maze is constantly changing on you. So like it's never the same test for anybody, and it'd probably be a lot more spokes than what I'm doing right now, and they'd probably be a lot more complicated. But I think this works for right now. You get the point across. Dark room, moving maze. I have these creatures because when I first started this game, I just planned out encounters, and I made these type of wasps that live um, underground because there are some type of like a wasp like species like a um, yellow jackets and stuff like that live underground. Um, these wasps live in massive pillars of dirt, and when they sting you, they die because they are transferring their soul into you. And when you're stung, you have to make like a little save when you're playing the game. And if you fail to save in 3 days, you will die unless you go to a holy site and release the soul from your body, because it will just poison your soul. Like it will eat away at it until you're a husk. I think a room full of those bugs would be kind of fun. And I think if the ground was covered in like, I'm thinking either like something sticky to make it harder for them to move, or something like that makes a lot of noise when you walk on it. Like, I don't know, like like some glass is on the verge of being shattered or something like that, or like, you know, something difficult. Difficult terrain. Wasp. I think room number one in a weird way should just be trying to find an exit, because you do have to go down the staircase, right? But it could just simply be as simple as having a trap door right here, preventing them from continuing to walk, kind of thing. So now you just need to, like, there's a hidden compartment in this room under one of the floors. There's a secret type of little exit with a key inside of it. So now this tells me that room number 4 needs to be somewhere in between falling on a treadmill that's going 80 miles per hour and possibly becoming a potato mash, or in between a darkness maze. So I'm thinking of like a creature, a very quick, because that's kind of almost like a pattern. Like room 1 is find some like stealth stuff, avoid creature. Stealth stuff, avoid creature. Room 5, stealth stuff. Room 6, more kind of testing your waters than creature. Then kind of a creature test your water thing for the last room. So I think I want like almost like a bird that like, I'm thinking a bird that moves too quick. Like too quick to keep up with. So it's more about just your ability to predict what it would do rather than trying to see it doing it, kind of thing. So I think a room full of bushes, right? Where so you can hide, but also the bird can go back and forth between them without you being able to figure out where it necessarily is for sure, kind of thing. Like you're not 100% sure it's here or here. You just have to keep trying. Um, let's just do like a small concept for this bird. I don't really know what kind of bird I would want to do. Don't know why. I really like it having some kind of like big Elvis flappy thing. Kind of just being like a very pompous like bird, but like when it gets going, it's going, kind of thing. Too fast. I don't know why I put two like that. It's fine. Too fast. McGee. That's not how you spell McGee, but it's fine. Maybe it's too fast. Yeah. So we got just finding the regular key, simple, easy. Avoid the creatures. Should be pretty easy. Darkness maze. Bird too fast. Kind of thing. We've got the treadmill, the two gunshots at one time, or like one gunshot super quick back to back. Avoid the Kraken lives room, and then the pit of forgotten memories, and then you finally achieved what you were set out to achieve. And then obviously the roof is just where you start, so you can kind of do like a little bit of practice and stuff. Is what I'm thinking. Nothing too crazy. Um, Probably have some little target practice on the walls. Oh, goodness, good googly moogly. Maggie and the Ferocious. That used to be my favorite show as a kid. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Slapped every time. Yeah. So some easy target practice upstairs just before you start your trial. Um, Probably a rack with a whole bunch of different bows, stuff like that. Um, I'm almost thinking of like kind of like a wine cellar situation thing for arrows, like all different types of arrows and like different type of like like bullets and gun stocks and all that kind of stuff that you can use um, and arm yourself with and all that stuff. Maybe some rugs over here so you can kind of like take a little chill. Maybe a little box with some snacks in it before you go on your little test or whatever. The staircase should be in the corner over here somewhere. Just put it right there. We'll make it work in the final design. I just need to know where stuff is going, pretty much. Um, I think there's windows, so we're gonna just say there's some windows here. This is a really bad drawing, but getting the point across. Maybe have a little desk here for people to make some notes. Put some records down, leave their name, because I'm sure there are people that do die in this little trial because it's not particularly like there's stuff here that could clearly kill you. Like and I would imagine the Emerald Demon is not about holding your hand. Like they're not bad people as much as people believe that. Like they are good folk, but if you're not ready to do this, you shouldn't have joined, kind of thing is their mentality. But yeah, rooftop. Yes, I decided to just put top because I did feel like I forgot how to spell roof for a second. I'm an idiot. What do you want from me? I've been working on the skill sheets. That's the main thing I need to do, which is why I'm not going to be on here for that much longer. Because I need to finish the skill sheets for the game, or not skill sheets. Sorry, I need to finish the skills for the game for each class. Um, so once I finish that, I will definitely show the Guildmasters stat sheet. I won't make one for every character I have planned, unless I like decide to release some kind of book, and people are gonna give me money to do that. Not in like a I need money to do it, but just I would only do it if I'm asking people for money, and like it's something like I would want to compensate people and make sure they don't have to like try to figure that kind of shit out. But otherwise, I'm just not gonna make sheets for everybody. It's not necessary. The Guildmaster, I will make one though, and I will show it and explain his abilities, the style, the build, all that stuff. Because I do have some ideas for him. Nothing too crazy, to be honest. Like I don't imagine him being like some kind of crazy powerhouse of the guild. Like there are probably other people in the guild who can do just as much as he can. We're not gonna go with this stance that I just did. Well, no, we'll just do this. We'll see it through. We talked about this yesterday. We'll see it through to the end. I'm also just gonna make a better like looking image after I know what the exact design is. But um let's see here. We did originally do the design. What did we have planned for it? Let me just move this up a little bit so I can look back at it. So he was going to have a bit of a cloak on the side and a breastplate, looks like. That's nice. The breastplate, and he's gonna have a little helmet situation. I kinda like that. Okay, I see what I was going for the most part, I think. Let's just go ahead and plan what this other design is gonna look, because I know he has the spear, right? Yes. So let's just go ahead and like see what our big design is gonna look like as well. I don't think I like this, to be honest. I want to really show off that spear and really have that draw the attention in. But I think my scale was a little bad right there. I really like that like bending over your weapon, back breaking thing, even though that's like nothing no one would ever actually do if they were using a weapon, but I just think it looks really fucking cool sometimes, so I just like to draw it that way. But I think in his case it'd be funny if he was like his belly was flopping out while he was doing it. Yeah, that's much better. To me anyway, that's much better. Yeah. Let's do something about this arm actually. Yeah, that works for me. Stomach was a little too fat there. There we go. Yep, that's good enough for a base sketch. So, let's see. Let's start with this mask first. for a helmet first. Okay, so give him a little extra chin action. So I think he had 5 points on his helmet. And he had some really big pig ears. Let's give him like some earrings or something. Give him a little style. So then we got the big fur action going. And I know he had a shoulder plate. Let's give him one of those little things. Maybe a little tassel situation going on his shoulder plate. Perhaps even a little swirl over here. We had a shoulder guard on it. There we go. Then you got some arm armor. Got a plate here. Get ourselves some really cool. They're right there. Alright, so here we have it for that. This is going to end up being fully we're going to want to add in those studs. Probably actually want this to come back over this side just to kind of give some good weight to that. Now, let's see what we had. Okay, looking good so far. Okay, it's pretty straightforward for the rest of it. So I'm thinking this guy is going to serve a god called the Swine. Well, not really a god, but some people think of him as a god. He's absolutely not one of them. But he's going to serve this being, this person thing known as the Swine Lord, which is kind of a big deal for orcs. Or ogres. Sorry, ogres. I always forget every time. They're ogres, though. Kind of like just the strongest one of them that's ever been, but he actually was not always a ogre. That was something that happened to him. He was not born an ogre, he was born as an agarthan, which is a form of a giant in my world. And over time, something happened, and he became an ogre. And then took on the moniker of the Swine Lord because he became kind of unstoppable. By kinda, I mean he became unstoppable. There's no kinda about it. There we go. Tazerlu. Okay. Alright. Now let's get this as clean as we can get it. Let's see. Alright, so I don't really like that helmet, I'm not gonna lie. That shit looks fucking fuck. You're gonna have to do something about that. Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. Um it's just not giving off I don't know, it's giving lame. That's what it's given. See if maybe if we make them kind of more pointed, perhaps. How's that? That's slightly better. That's good enough for me to work with, at least. That's good enough for me to finish the rest. And then I can come back to it later, kind of thing. See here. Those little double earrings going on. Not bad. Gotta fluff this out a little bit more. That should be pretty good though. I don't know how I feel about all this fur now that I'm adding with him because I feel like it's kind of gonna make it a little too busy. His design a little too busy, but also that is what color's for, to kind of break up all the monotony. Not even just like actual color, but like when you do black and white and gray, you can kind of break up stuff so people can more clearly tell what's what and what's not what. Like I'd probably make his skin a little like grayer, like a little, because it'd be like a darker pink in my head, because he's more of an old ogre. And in my head, pigs just get darker the older they get. I don't know shit about pigs, but in my head, that's how they work. That is not at all what the original pendant was supposed to look like, but I think that looks better than what I had planned. Shoulder pad action. So, just to give a little backstory on the character, instead of just sitting here in silence. Um, for the campaign that I'm planning, for my game that I've been making, it's kind of a post-war setting situation where um, all the players were from the location the campaign is set, but it was ravaged by war about 25 years earlier, and it's just now getting to the point where people can go back and try to reclaim their old homes and whatnot. So they sent the most prominent members of the guilds in the city, as well as they put out an ad for um, adventurers all over the Earth realm to come and assist them, and they've had about 100 applicants. So the initial hook of the game is 100 adventurers are going to go back to this wasteland and try to conquer it back for the people who lost their homes and the families who lost their loved ones, and try to let everyone finally get a little bit of peace and rest. Um, Tazzer is the guildmaster for the quote unquote misfits guild of criminals and bandits and liars and thieves and con artists and all that stuff. You know, murderers, pillagers, all that crap. Um, they're most of them aren't actually bad people. They're just kind of social outcasts, really. But their guild has only been allowed to bring 25 people, um, but they could only muster about like 7 realistically, which is the guildmaster. Oh, sorry, not 7, 8. Guildmaster, and then set my 7 party members, my players. That's all their guild is able to bring because most of their guild is already out on missions, and then whatever's left needs to stay in the keep to protect it. And the party leader of my group was saved by Tazzer Lu during the war. He was the one that was able to get him out of there before the collapse happened. So this is kind of like a they're going he at least that character is going as a favor to Tazzer because Tazzer kind of believes in them and thinks they're kind of on the verge of becoming super powerful and all that stuff. So he asks that character to convince his party to come with him as backup. And I think the Crimson Flamingo, which is the kind of rival guild to the Emerald Demons, is they were allowed to bring 50, and they're bringing 48 members. So they're they're kind of already at a disadvantage with the other guilds because the Golden Alpha are just so much stronger. They're like the Emerald Demon can't compete. Whoever they're bringing is so strong compared to whoever the Emerald Demon is bringing. There's no competition really. And this is kind of Tazzer's last hoorah before he retires, kind of thing. Like everyone in the guild knows this is his last real mission. Yeah, he's gonna go on because in my world, I think ogres live about 300 years, and Tazzer's like 284. Like he's by all accounts an old man. like he's reaching his limits here as it is. So like this is to him this is his last chance to become infamous. Like he has his kids in his guild, like not actual blood kids, but he sees his guild mates as like his kids, and he used to watch over them. He has them, but he also is like every adventurer. He wants to live on in history as one of the greatest. So that's kind of his goal um, at the moment. He's been around for a long time, been on lots of missions, competed in a lot of tournaments, saved a lot of lives. But what adventurer hasn't done all those things and more? And he wants to be better than the other riffraff, I guess. He wants to be something special. Even at his old age, he still has some dreams left in him. And I think that's why I like him more than the other guild masters because he's not a young, spry. I mean, I love the old man, powerful old man trope like a lot, but like it's also not just like he's like, oh, let me give it off to the next generation. He still sees himself as the generation that will change the world kind of thing. Like he's still trying to achieve his dream. He's still trying to become infamous. He's still trying to be the most powerful, still trying to get stronger, all that stuff. Like your classic shonen protagonist situation, but like he's old as dirt. Yeah, I really want to see how that dynamic plays out because he's going with like a bunch of like young people relatively to him and like the rest of the the guild members, but he sees himself as like the most spry and youngest, and he's probably the one that acts the most youngest, like the not the most youngest. That's just bad English, but like he's the one that probably acts the youngest out of everyone. Like he's not responsible in any capacity, but he knows how to push people and drive them, and he knows how to like support their goals. So that's why he's the guild master because he's just good with people. Horrible with money though, absolutely awful. And it's not like he loves to drink; he hates alcohol. They feel like it dulls his senses and makes him weaker. But he just really likes pie, and he's always spending all his money on pie. Apple, blueberry, rhubarb, doesn't matter. If there's pie, he'll buy it. I do want to make us like I want to do a comic on Tazzer, but I don't think like I don't. It doesn't matter. Is the problem? Like him, he's an important character to these players I have at the table, but other than that, he doesn't really serve a purpose. So I don't see the point in making an entire story about Tazzer. Because I made the game that I built for me to write stories with as well. Because I do like the aesthetic of like the Dungeons and Dragons type story where like someone has skills and they have to train those skills, they level up and they get stronger and all that stuff. So I made a game for it. But in my actual storytelling world, he doesn't really make much of a difference. In the game world, he does because he's the leader of the guild for the first campaign I'm going to run in that world. But like in the grand scheme of storytelling, he doesn't matter. So I don't really see the point of wasting the time to make a comic about him. And that kind of irks me because I don't really have anything to give him to make him matter either in the grand scheme of storytelling, anyway. For tabletop role playing, he's fantastic. He's everything I need him to be. I just need him to be a little bit more to write a story about him, though, sadly. But I think that's a design for sure. And that's fantastical. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit with the fantastical, but it's not bad. There we go. This is probably going to be metal 2. And this 2. Um, probably this will probably be metal. That. This part. Yeah, let's just do this whole thing as well. Why not? Let me do this really quick though. Oop. No. Every time. There's always something to fill in. Probably because I have really bad line art. There we go. Cool. Okay. Just so we can try to keep it a little clean. Let's see. Do. Yeah. So Tazzer is going to be a brawler overlord. What we planned out yesterday. Um, Overlord is kind of like a support base, like combat support based class, where you're like buffing your allies, giving them extra attacks, extra damage, slowing your enemies, taking whole turns away from your enemies, stuff like that. So basically, keeping them from being able to hurt your friends. Um, Brawler is pretty self-explanatory. Punch hard, hit hard, quick, fast, ugly. There's Striker classes, which is all about range and speed and stealth. Um, Juggernaut, which is all about tanking, not being able to get hit and keeping your party safe by not being able to get hit and keep the focus on you. Healer, just self-explanatory. Take care of everybody, make sure nobody dies. Casters are all about magic. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Brawler and Overlord. 6 classes. Um, I am currently working on the subclasses right now. They're going to work a little bit different than most tabletop RPGs for me. If you're familiar with the anime Overlord, they kind of work how they work in Overlord, like the job classes work in Overlord, where you can take only so many levels into a subclass. Like you can't take a subclass all the way up to your max level. You kind of have to do multiple different subclasses if you want to have a different type of play style. I do because I do respect the way Dungeons and Dragons handles their subclasses, but I feel like they're a little too restrictive in the fact that like you're kind of just you're stuck for the most part you're stuck in your class that you are when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like you might be able to multi-class, but like it's honestly there's not much of a benefit to doing it. Like just to be honest, like someone who is like just one class is so much better at what they do than someone who multi classes. And like when you multi class, you really don't even do good at the 2 things that you do now. Like you're just okay at best. Now, I didn't want that vibe for my game. I wanted it to be more I wanted to mean something when you multi-class, like it was actually worth it. Like it changed your stats, it changed how you play, it changed what you could do in combat. I wanted to feel like you're a whole different type of player now, kind of thing. So I decided to make sure that you would essentially you could have at max about 5 subclasses in lore tactics, um, which seems like a lot, but you only get 5 skills per subclass, so you kind of have to spread it around, and then you don't have to take a subclass. You can just use regular skills in a class. You can use multiple different classes, regular skills. You got options. You don't have to. You don't have to go down the subclass path. It's just probably a smart idea to do so. I don't like that. I'm gonna put some red right there to kind of switch up these colors a little bit. Yeah, that's a lot better. Let's blend that in a little bit. Yeah, that works for me. I almost kind of want to do that. I don't want to push the red too hard though, but I do really like that blend. What the hell just happened? There we go. I just want to try this out in a couple other spots, perhaps. Maybe on the boots. The cloak too much? The cloak is too much, for sure. Yeah. But possibly the fur might not be too much. It does stand out really well. I think I think we'll do that, but we gotta get rid of the boots. Is the situation here. So let's get rid of those boots. And then let's put the fur above the boots in red. And I think this will go well once I have it all set up. Okay, a little bit of this right here, a little bit of that, and then let's bring it in from the edges, and then let's blend this back out, and we'll get it all cleaned up. I think we'll be looking pretty hot and sexy. Okay, let's erase these edges really quick. Okay, that's all clean and looking nice. There we go. Sweet. Let's see here. Okay. I kind of want to do like a dark green for this cloak. So it's not like too standoutish kind of thing, but also let me do that on a different layer. Just so I can kind of just go right under and start coloring. Yeah, like that. I don't have to do too much work because I like to be lazy. If at all possible. Lazy work makes the heart grow fonder, that's what they say. For sure, that's definitely what they say. I'm not making that up. Let's get as dark as we can get. Bring in some shadows here. Don't want to do too much shading because this is just more of a proof of concept than anything, but it's the artist in me. I can't help but try to do the best I can. In the hopes that the masses will feed me one day. I'm so hungry. You know, the starving artist thing is rough, but to be honest, most artists know how to get by. Like I feel like that was more of like a thing back in like the 80s, like in like 90s. Like I can't feed myself off my art. Like most people aren't trying to feed themselves off their art. They're just trying to make it. They're just trying to make their art in peace without it being stolen. Let's see here. Let's go with this green. Yeah, add it in over here. Let's see. Kind of want to make this dark green as well, just so it doesn't pop too much. Just make this simple and add this red end down here on the shoes. Damn it, not the eraser. Alright, there we go. Just so we don't have to think too much. We know green and red is already working down here. What's this staff looking like? Where do I need to add color into? I probably need to color these little horn situations on there. Let's see if we can. What's a good cut? Let's try. I like to do this sometimes when I'm coloring uh, these type of things. Little neat trick that I picked up. By picked up, I mean I just thought of it one day. So let's make sure we have the right type of layer. Let's go and add some of this gray to this whole little end piece right here. Let's go and highlight it a little bit from here and here. Let's add in some shadows around here and here. Let's finish the shadows up over here. Let's add in some highlights just to make it look like a little bit of metal. Then we can do this. Then bring down that opacity. And then we kind of like got a gold situation going on here. Super easy. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's smooth. Let's make this bad boy pink, and then I think we got it. Here we go. Let's add a little brightness because he's a little dark. He's a little dirty little pig. I don't know if I want him to be that dirty. I mean, he's definitely dirty. Like, he's definitely gets real dirty. But, like, I don't know if he shows the dirt. Like, I'm sure it's real sweaty and stinky under that helmet. But I don't know if that's, like, something that's, like, everybody knows about him. You know, like, you can see it like a really dirty person to be like, oh, wow. I don't know if he's that kind of person. All the time, anyway. He might be sometimes. He might be that way when he's around family or something. I don't know. I'm liking it though. Looking good. Let's just, what color is this? Bam. There you go. Look at that. I'd say that's a Guildmaster right there. Now we could go and try and do the little pose situation, but I don't really think we're gonna do that. To be honest, I think this looks pretty good right here. He's looking really nice. Let's see if we can lasso him up. Actually, I probably have to combine all the layers first. So let me turn this off really quick. And let's see here. Okay, let me make sure I got everything before I put this layer on. Once I do that, he's stuck that way. So there we go. First of all, get rid of all that white in the background. Let's see if we can move this bad boy over. I'm only moving him over just because I want to see what he looks like with his guild in the background kind of thing. Maybe if I turned on the line art, that might look a little better. Let's take those words off of there. Don't know why I put that back. Not bad. Obviously, this is a good shot right here. I would probably take this and I'd probably take this image right here, copy it, and make it a little bit bigger. But like if I was trying to have the castle in the background, but no, I like this. I like this design a lot. I probably should add some shadow in it, but base design is pretty good. I have to do the other guilds and the guild members have to design the full uh, keep for the Emerald Daemon at some point. It's honestly not that important. It's just we're kind of just doing this for fun. I don't really think any of this stuff is going to be in the comic or in like any a major uh like platform of mine where like I'm showing it and like putting it out there for people to use. It's kind of just like a pet project. I just like this region of the world and I just kind of want to just work on it a little bit in the background kind of thing. But yeah, so I don't really think that we're gonna push ourselves to get too much done. We're just gonna kind of have fun with it as we go. I don't know why I keep turning all these layers off. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. There we go. But yeah, I think that's all. If you watched today, thank you so much for being in here. If you watch later after the stream is ended, thank you so much for watching. If you missed it and you want to catch it, I'm going to try to do these every day, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to try to do one tomorrow morning, so around like 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to catch that, if you missed this and you want to catch that, look out for it. I may not do it though, but I'm going to try to. I will definitely be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks everybody so much. Have a good day. Have a good night. God bless.